Hey, what's up guys? Rev here. I'll cut to the chase. Today we're going to look at an amazing series of tweets coming from this guy right here, Larry Sanger, one of the founders of Wikipedia, but his relationship with that site is quite strained for the same reason behind today's video. Anime girls. And we'll get into that very shortly. Now normally when I do a review of stuff from Twitter, I block out the names to avoid unnecessary drama, but I make two categories of exceptions. The first category is accounts for corporations, businesses, and alike. The second category is verified accounts, because voluntarily applying for and wearing a verification badge on Twitter is like the modern equivalent of wearing a dunce cap. You know when they start speaking, it's gonna be a horrible take. Now there's some quick lore we need to go over to give better context. Our friend Larry here does not like what he considers lolicon. However, his definition of lolicon pretty much consumes the entire medium of anime and anything that's even slightly related to it, which is a problem because he considers all of that stuff CP, like real-life children equivalent. In fact, that's the reason he had this embarrassing meltdown involving Wikipedia years back. The former founder cut ties after reporting the site's page about lolicon to the literal FBI because there's no greater act of good than wasting the resources of a federal agency on cartoons that could instead be used to assist victims of real crimes. Now, of course, the FBI ignored this report because, you know, zero crimes were committed, but Wikipedia's legal team made this roast of a public statement on the matter. You can pause the video and read the details for yourself, but basically our legal eagle here, Larry, was misinterpreting basic statutes and showing his complete misunderstanding of the law. Despite this rejection, however, Larry has continued to push for the banning of, again, what he considers lolicon content to this day, which leads us to the present. And as we approach ground zero, this is where it all began. Innocently enough with this tweet and reply right here. Beginning with this post from the New York Times Twitter account about marriages in the metaverse, and then this user replied with a photo of his friend's in-game marriage from Final Fantasy. Now to clarify, and I really don't need to do it, but it'll come up many times, the female character in the photo is a race from the game that is the equivalent of dwarves or gnomes from other games, aka short. So yes, even if you want to go into the headache-inducing nonsense of caring about the age of fictional characters, this one is indeed an adult. So back to the man of the hour, Larry. Larry sees this photo, and I would imagine some sort of PTSD sequence went off in his head of like perhaps maybe some cute anime girls like Megumin or Shinobu, and then he lashed out at this person for literally no reason, stating, "Nice if you're a pedophile." I mean, insinuating that someone is a child predator based on their voluntary in-game matrimonial ceremony between two adult-age characters may not be the best look. But hey, cut Larry some slack. At his advanced age, he might have been confused or was just a little grumpy because he missed his afternoon nap. I get it, we all say things we don't mean, and you know, Larry's a guy with intelligence of some level. He'll let it go. He won't let this spiral out of control. Spoiler alert, it does. So grab the popcorn because we're about to witness a boomer fire off tweets that are just chef's kiss worthy. Twitter Hall of Fame interactions to be sure. And trust me when I say, there's infinite replies, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna select a few of the greatest hits. As we've seen even in one of my recent videos, there is a disturbing trend where those who cry the most about anime and alike being associated with pedophilia, ironically end up being exposed for being real-life predators assaulting actual children. Accordingly, this user, like many others in these threads, posted this image in which Larry made this response. Insta-blocking anime sporting pedo defenders. Yes, I stand by it 100%. The sad little subculture that is really into sexual anime overlaps greatly with the pedo world. Ooh, oh no, not that. The insta-block? Dude, just game end me if you're gonna do that, because what would my life be without your amazing takes on twitter.com? And to the rest of the reply, again, I think no, I guarantee Larry would be unable to provide any actual proof or evidence to support that claim. But he 100% stands by it, and even expands the accusation to sexual anime, which, as you will see, is quite the expansive genre, as in the entire medium of anime itself. In one response from the original tweet, a user called him a rich pseudo-journalist boomer, in which Larry replied with this: "I'm neither rich nor a journo, by the way, but whatever. Blocked, not interested." I've never seen so much pain condensed into only 12 words. It's actually quite impressive. Whatever. Who unfroze this cryogenically frozen boomer from the early 2000s? Who even types like that? He's like one step away from RAR XDing us. And again, Larry throwing around that Twitter block like it's an active grenade. I don't think any anime-related account will miss seeing your profile. I hate to break it to you, man. And finally, ending it with the not interested, and yeah, he's capping because he would proceed to reply to anime profiles for the next 14 hours straight. This next one is a real stinger. You can tell it touched a nerve because this was his longest reply. One user, taking a very level-headed approach to this situation, says this: Larry, it's a cartoon, and they're consenting adults. One just happens to be short. If it was real people, you might have a point, but seriously, why do you care? And Larry did not like that. Because pedos use this crap as a way to normalize pedophilia, of course. You idiots can't be taken seriously, you know. Every normal person reading this agrees with me and is laughing at it, or shocked by you. Anyway, block 2. This is fun. Keep it going. First of all, I can't get over the anyway. That is the greatest thing my eyeballs have ever had the pleasure of processing. So he literally says, an in-game marriage of 2 adult characters in Final Fantasy is normalizing pedophilia. Right. And never the one for self-awareness, Larry, who forgot to take his meds this morning, tips his cap to the non-existent audience of normal people who are laughing at his new anime profile picture sporting enemies. And how does this reply end? Of course, with the public announcement of the block and some of the most childish bumbling I have ever seen. I swear to God, I have never in my life seen a better real-life depiction of this Wojak meme. It's unbelievable. Now, we have this reply regarding people telling Larry over and over again, it's not a child in the photo. People are telling you over and over, the character you assumed was a child is just a short person akin to a dwarf. There's no pedophilia going on there. I'm embarrassed for you. In which Larry responded, why do people feel the need to tell me over and over? Methinks they protest too much. Keep improving the database, people. Thanks. Methinks they protest too much, governor. Did Larry slip in the shower and hit his head and think he's a newsboy from like the early 19th century? What is going on? His reply is that people disproving the basis of his argument discredit themselves because they make themselves look defensive in the process. So yes, by this logic, he can accuse anyone of being a predator, and if they defend themselves a little too loud, well, guilty as charged. And as for the database, I have absolutely no idea what he's even talking about at this point. And here Larry responds to a meme that, well, I can't really show on YouTube, but he responds with this: blocked. Every one of them. Oddly satisfying. I'm starting to think that keys aren't the only thing he's stroking at this point. This man is completely unhinged. And this next tweet, in response to being made fun of with a cute anime girl, Larry says, keep projecting, creeps. I'm laughing at you. When I'm not reflecting soberly about how nasty the world has become. I'm not mad. You hear that, guys? He's not mad. Not in the slightest. In fact, he's behind his computer smirking at you brainless, moralist homunculi, or should I say, anime fans, because you apes couldn't understand the rich nuance behind this incredible and, dare I say, succinct criticism of the dangerous anime subculture that is normalizing real-life crimes. Larry is just one step, no, an unreachable level of steps ahead of you and the intelligence department. He is soberly reflecting on the morally lost generation that grovels at his feet, and he's laughing at their repugnant behavior. Such a fate for those who can't keep up with his extraordinary wits. But anyways, guys, there are so many more replies, but I don't want this video to go on all day. I invite you to check them out for yourself in case you need some comic relief in your day. I appreciate you all dropping by and having a laugh with me today. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys next time.